Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. As people are still entering the waiting room, we'll allow them in to the meeting. So my name is Tracy Judy. I am one of the membership specialists at Girl Scouts Heart of Michigan. And I have also decided that I wanted to take on the role of trying to become your volunteer toolkit expert. And so I am going to help try to get anything that I can information-wise from GSUSA onto us so that we can have the best experience with Volunteer Toolkit possible. On here with me today is Julia. She is head of our education department, and she will be monitoring the chat log for me so that if you have any questions, I can answer them for you while we're here. However, if you do have questions and we're not able to answer them, I do have a slide at the very end where we can get those questions answered, and if we can't answer them, we have a way to jot them down so that we can answer them at a later date so that I can get back to you guys, because some of them might have more research that has to be done to get to everything. So I'm excited to dive into the Volunteer Toolkit a little more with you guys. So this is not just your basic introductory of the Volunteer Toolkit. This is based on the knowledge that you may have already seen. The 4 videos have gone out. However, I am going to talk about some of the basics of the Volunteer Toolkit as well, and also give you a little bit of tips and tricks along the way. I'm going to talk to you about certain best practices to get the most out of your Volunteer Toolkit experience. We're going to talk about what's new, so what's coming. And just let you guys know, some of the new stuff isn't even all rolled out yet. So they're doing this on a daily basis. There's stuff that they're still planning on at the end of this month and onto this year. But just so that you guys know what's ahead and what's coming to you guys. And then we'll have a whole question and answer segment too, where I'm going to do my best to answer all of your questions that I can with the best knowledge that I have. So go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you guys are ready to dig in and get ready. Wonderful. Okay. So intro, what is the Volunteer Toolkit? It is designed to support troop leaders in planning and delivering program content through troop meetings to girls. Now the VTK is also available for our Juliettes and our individually registered members. So this is a tool for you, and you can use it on your phones. It's not a mobile app yet. They're not looking to get it to be a mobile app at this time, but it is mobile friendly. The VTK helps to consolidate resources into one digital tool to save time and assist with planning your Girl Scout year, your meeting agenda, and your troop management. So you can literally put your attendance on there. You can put your achievements on there, and you can even get all the resources that you need. One of my favorite examples is one of my leaders says, I literally planned a meeting on my way home from work to the troop meeting because I needed something to do that was quick, fast, and easy. And the girls wanted something that I was already an expert on, so I just needed to know what they needed to cover in badges. So that's kind of how the Volunteer Toolkit can help assist you. So how do you get to this Volunteer Toolkit? Very simple. Go to gshom.org, and then you'll see the yellow My Girl Scout tab. Go ahead and click on that. And then once you log in, you will then click on Volunteer Toolkit, and it'll bring you right inside. You can also access the Volunteer Toolkit from your GS Learn tab. Oh, there it is. Pro tip. Click on the GS Learn tab to get access to your trainings, including additional basic training on the Volunteer Toolkit. So once you guys get your GS Learn account to have all your new trainings in that are all virtual and online, you can also have, there's 4 little videos that take about 15-20 minutes to go through that will help you plan out your whole year in Volunteer Toolkit. And those are the basics. So I highly recommend getting on there if you can. Okay, So let's look into what your volunteer toolkit looks like. So the My Troop tab, this holds your complete girl roster with primary parent, guardian, email address, and phone numbers. So everything you need to know to get a hold of your girls and your guardians, you have it right at your fingertips. On each girl record, you can click on the green triangle prior to their name to display attendance and earned achievements that you've marked at their meetings. You can also get that on your meeting plan and your year plan, but if you need individual girl information, you can get it right there. That is also where individual parents will get their information. From this tab, you can also email your parents, as well as add, change, and remove a troop photo to customize this tab. Again, parents can get on your volunteer toolkit. They cannot edit anything on it, but they can see some of it. And so having a troop picture is just a really cute way to show, hey, this is what we have. You can also download and print your girl roster from this tab, including attendance and achievements. Pro tip, be sure to download and save your attendance sheets and achievements before June 15th of each year. So if you are wanting to document all of it throughout the year, make sure you do this before June 15th. Because in the beginning of July, Volunteer Toolkit will do like a mini shutdown to help move on to the next following year and reset, and it'll archive everything. However, we cannot access that information except for small details, so like what you did cover at the meeting. However, your roster or your attendance and your achievements will not be saved at that time, but you can download it. If you are on Volunteer Toolkit in July, it will warn you that this is going to happen. But let's say you're on vacation all of June and the first part of July, you might not get that notification. So just have that in your mind right now that you want to make sure that you download it by the end of your meetings for the year so that you're ready to go. Inside the Explore tab, this is where you can choose how you want to go about your next year. So you can select your own. So if you want to, you can put out all the badges in front of all the girls, say which ones you want to work on, and then you can individually search for each of those different badges and put them in order however you choose to. You can also, if you're brand new especially, or if you're like, oh, this is our first year brownies, I have no idea what to do. You can also select a pre-selected track for you. These are available at program levels, and there are also multi-level options available for you during this time. What's great about this as well is that you can also select a pre-selected track and you can move them however you want to. So let's say you do a pre-selected track and you lay it in front of your girls and you say, okay, what ones interest you to make that girl led? They can say, I want to do this one first, I want to do this one first, and then you can move them around, or you can combine some of them. So we'll talk about that later. Your year plan overviews. This will link any printable PDFs that you may need to complete that batch so that you don't always have to be the expert on everything. And so that you can take them to the meetings and allow the girls to make decisions on what to do. There will also be photos on there. You can also see what it looks like before you're committing to doing that troop by clicking the preview button. So you're not actually saying, yes, this is what I want to do. And once you select the track, it also appears on your year plan tab. So once you click select track, it will automatically go on there. A thing to note though, is that when you are selecting a track onto your year plan, if you have a pre-selected track, it will, it could, like, if you did any customization, so you added a field trip or something, it could delete that. So just a little tip and trick, make sure you are committing to things before you select everything. Okay, so your year plan tab. If you see any orange bars, these are milestones and reminders of important dates. So this is partially new to the Volunteer Toolkit. So come October or end of September, you're going to start seeing an orange bar that's saying, hey, Juliet Gordon-Low's birthday is at the end of this month. How are your girls going to want to celebrate? That way you can plan ahead. When World Thinking Day is coming up, it's going to have a tab coming up a month before, so you already know, hey, this is a new Girl Scout tradition. I might want to know a little bit about it. So I might need to research some things, or I might need to ask my membership specialist. I might need to contact help desk to know some more information about where to find this information. If you see any gray boxes, this is past meeting and activities so that you can go back. You can still say who had the achievements for those. You can still mark the attendance at this time, but those will be in gray boxes. An orange box means next meeting, so that you can kind of keep on track. Because if you're like me, you're like, what day is it? I have no idea. So that you can actually see what date you're going to be going forward. Green boxes are all your future meetings. So you can see, did I actually plan out the whole year? Did I only do it to January? So in January, do we have to plan out the next few months? And then blue boxes are your added activities. So these are like field trips that you might be going on. If you're doing a source project together or a source event together, you can add all the information from the source right into there so that your girls know. So this is if the troop decides all together that that's what they want to do. It's a fun little feature. So tips and tricks about your year plan. If you make customizations to your year plan, then change to a different year plan. Any customizations can be erased. Combine meetings. So if you want to combine your meetings, so let's say there is like a Daisy badge that has the 2 parts to it, and you're like, I think that my girls can do it all in one day. We have a longer meeting time. You can do that. So, or if you're going on a field trip and you're completing a badge or multi-levels, you can add those all together. So what you'll want to do is you want to click on the calendar icon, click combine meetings, and then you're combined. If you're looking to change or cancel one of your meetings, you can click on the calendar icon. When you click on that particular meeting, then it'll come up and you can change the date of that meeting. So say you accidentally put it on a Thursday and it's supposed to be on a Tuesday, or you can cancel that meeting altogether. If you're looking to replace a meeting, so let's say it was a snow day or you were sick and you couldn't host the virtual meeting, you can click on the plan tab, click replace this meeting, select the meeting to make it change, and then add it to your year plan and save. So let me show you some examples of what it looks like in the Volunteer Toolkit. So if you click on your year plan, this is what, if you're having a brownie journey, could look like. So you'll have your meeting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can set the actual dates to it by clicking on those. And what you'll see too is you'll have options that you can choose from in each of those meetings, depending on what your girls' needs are and how you can work it. You'll also see up here, there is a print tab, your download tab, and then a questions. Here it shows you how it grays out those meetings that have already been done. And you can see the achievements that have been made. You'll see how your next meeting is in that gold color or that orange color. This also gives an example of the blue of that is a special event. So this looks like it could have been like a source event, and how they added all the information so that parents know how much they're paying for this. If the troop's paying for it, it's a good thing to put on in your details that you're adding that the troop is paying for this much. You might have to bring this with you if the girls have any special needs or need to bring anything, add it there just to make it easier on yourself. And then you can also see the green future meetings. You also see that glorious orange, kind of looks gold to me, bar that's letting you know about the cookie program. So 3/12 cookie program, order taking ends, last planning order. So that's kind of reminding you, hey, maybe we should have a meeting, or at the business part of our meeting, we should talk about this. Pretty cool new feature, huh? Okay, so in here you can see how you can edit by bringing up the calendar to bring up any new information or to save or change. Down below here you see the delete. That is your year plan. Which after you have your year plan, you want to go into your meeting plan. So details are going to include here. You can look at your meeting overview. So I'll give you a quick rundown of what your meeting can look like, how your startup can be, how your closing can be, and everything in between. You'll also have an activity plan. So it'll kind of plan out with choices that you can click on the actual choices that you want to use of what you're going to be doing during that time. We'll talk a little bit later about how you can edit some of that. Your materials list. So let's say you are kind of planning this on the fly, but you need to know what you need for some of those activities that you are running. Just click on that. It'll give you everything that you may need. Papers, scissors, things to look out for the girls. And then also some printable meeting aids. So just like we've said before, that this sometimes replaces everything that you had in your workbook before. So if you didn't have the workbook, you can still print off some of those great helpful tips and tricks of meeting aids. In this meeting, oh, sorry.
I'm sorry, we have a question. Do parents log into this site too?
Yes, so parents can log into the site. They cannot edit anything into your meeting plan or into your year plan. However, they can see what their girl has earned in achievements and also to make sure that they were attending those meetings. Does that answer the question? Okay, you can also review and send meeting reminders during the meeting plan, so you don't have to go back and forth into all of your different tabs to do this. During this time too, you can track attendance. So if you have your phone out where you're having a girl do it, you can log in and let the girls actually do the attendance for you or mark the achievements that are made after that meeting. And in this area too, you can also customize that meeting agenda. So you'll go into that activity plan and you can actually change, I don't think this is going to take me 10 minutes to do. It's going to take us this long to do, or this is going to take us way longer than that because my girls are chatty. So it's going to take us probably 20 minutes to do. So you can actually change that and adjust it in this tab. Some more tips and tricks of why these meeting aids are fun to go into. So even if you're like, hey, I have Girl Scouts down to a T, this will also give you worksheets. If you're brand new to Girl Scouts, you might not know all the songs or reference materials, so you can find it right in there as well. You can also learn about different Girl Scout traditions that you can put forth into your meetings. So some of these meeting aids aren't always aligned with this particular meeting that you're in. So that's the part that can be a little bit confusing. However, they are helpful to kind of go through if you have some time just to put in so that you are knowledgeable or also can share with your girls some fun things you may have learned. So to edit those meeting agendas, like I was saying, you can click on agenda item once you're in there. And you can just delete it. So say that's an activity that my girls are not going to want to do, or that's an activity that is not, we're not able to do that virtually online, but I have a different plan. You can go ahead and delete that or edit it if you want to. You can edit the times. Once you modified your material list, and activity plan will also customize to how you've set it. So if you deleted a whole activity because you can't do that virtually, when you go into your material list later, it won't be on there anymore. This is also very helpful when you're sending out the reminders to your parents, especially if you're in a virtual meeting or if you're meeting somewhere that's not your normal location. When you're changing your actual meeting agenda and editing that, when you have your material list that you want to send out to those parents ahead of time, it's already edited for you.
Can more than one leader, I'm sorry, can more than one leader have access to updating the same toolkit?
Yes. So as long as you're listed as a direct primary, so if you're both listed as leaders, you both have access to this. If you have a troop cookie parent or something, then they do need special permissions. So they would have to request it to their help desk or membership specialist to become a DP, which is direct primary. So if you see this cute little tree on any of your plans, so when you go into the meeting plan or in the year plan, it will show these. These are symbolizing that this is a way to get girls outside. So some activities feature plans to take the meetings outdoors, and you can see it just with this. The icon will turn green if the outdoor plan is selected for the activity. So these are where there's multiple options.
Tracy?
We have, yes.
If we have a multi-level troop, can we have more than one plan?
So if you have a multi-level troop, you can put the same meeting plans into one, so that like if you're doing things together, and then you can add the different steps, and then you'll just kind of know on yourself that this is what this age level is doing, this is what this age level is doing. Or you can combine the meetings so that you have the same but different going on. If you have multiple troops though, you will have actually at the top of your volunteer toolkit a bar that you can select which troop you're talking about. So it's a little bit different if you have multiple troops or if it's an actual multi-level troop. Great questions. So here is what it looks like if you are sending out a reminder email. When you click out those, so you can literally put where the date and the time is, that will auto-populate for you. And it will also help you write in what you're wanting to do to plan ahead, what badges they might be working on, so you can edit that how you want to. But what's nice about it is that it's going to already help you send out that material list that you may need and the information that the parents might want, like what badge are they working on, what are they working towards, that type of information. And then your resource tab. When you go into your resource tab, it's grouped by category and by grade level. I'll show you a picture of what that looks like in just a second so that you can kind of visualize it a little bit more. So you're going to click on the subject that you're looking for or the grade level to find the appropriate information that you might need. This is also a great place to find tips and tricks about Girl Scouts and materials you may need. This also gives you information about how to lead a virtual troop, some fun icebreakers for your virtual meeting if you need some help with those, multi-level troop help, and also you can find your internet safety pledge on this resource.
Tracy, if we set up emails for the year plan, will they send automatically or do they have to manually send them?
I believe you have to manually send them. They will not be automatic. Just so that it gives you the way to customize. So this is what your resource tab will look like. So as you can see at the very top here, you see all the grade levels. And then under the grade levels, so this has Daisy selected right now. It has the award log, the badge chart, and badge explorer. So that way, if you are saying the girls are gonna have to pick what ones they wanna do or work on, so you can already have a selected year plan for them. But if you're like, I feel comfortable changing around to say what the girls' needs are, you can print out the whole badge list for them, or badge chart or awards log, so they can look at it and pick themselves and read what each could be at, like, or you can explain it to them, especially if they're at the Daisy level, you're gonna want to more explain it than have them read. You can also look at the different badge journeys that are available and any new badges or journeys that are coming out. There's also a little hub at the bottom about troop leadership. So if you need any help like registration resources, meeting ideas. There's also a family hub. So if your parents are asking for different information, like how can I help my girl with this will bring you right to GSUSA documents that you can send out. And then there's also the safety area. So this is gonna give you the internet safety pledge. So if you're doing a lot of things virtually, you're gonna want to have the girls read through that and sign it. You're also gonna find your safety activity checkpoints on there. Super exciting. And there's also different places where you might be able to find some trips for travel resources and things like that. But you can also find all that information in your GS Learn. The resource tab's fun to just go through sometimes, just to see what you can learn. Finances. So you don't always have to do that paper copy when it comes to the end of the year and you're doing your report. You can do it throughout the whole year. Just don't click submit until the end of the year when you're ready to switch over to the next year. You can add in all that so that parents can see where your guys' troops are at and what it looks like. Just a friendly reminder, submit your annual troop reports. They are due on June 1st. The data tab is available. So this tab is also available until September 30th of each year. And then that's when it will archive and reset for the new membership year. Parents can view annual troop financial reports once they're published, so they can see, oh, that's where the money went. Oh, that amount of money is taken out by cookies. This is how much the girls earned altogether. That's why they can save up for this awesome trip that they're planning on going on. Or cool, we're gonna go to Michigan Adventures and look at how they paid for this. How cool. There is a training on this feature. If you would like to, you can go to gshom.org or to our YouTube channel to find out more information about how to use the finance tab and submit. So that is the basics. Any more questions on the basics? Perfect. Let's go on to best practices. So some best practices for the Volunteer Toolkit is make sure you watch those training videos. They're not very long, but they're very informational and a great walkthrough. However, you can always reach out to helpdesk@gshom.org or myself too, and we can help you guide that process for you as well. But we probably will ask, did you watch the training video? Just because it is very knowledgeable and it really does lay it step by step. Also, a best practice is use the VTK as a guide. This does not have to be your end-all be-all for everything. The girls can still decide what they want to do, how they're going to do it. They can, if you're still that Pinterest, like you're like, I just love Pinterest and we love to do these activities that we found off there. Great, customize your VTK. This is not like, this is the only way to do it. The Girl Scout police are not going to come after you. So use it as a guide and a resource for you. Make sure that you're also recording those attendance and achievements during or right away after those meetings, because I can be a procrastinator at times. So I'll wait like 2 months and I'll be like, wait, was that person there? How did this happen? So if you're not writing it down, make sure you're doing it as fast as you can, or if you're losing that piece of paper, you have it in a safe spot where everybody can see it, that the parents can see it, so that they know that it's going on. Your co-leader knows, hey, this person didn't finish up this. Maybe we can tell them, hey, if you do these steps, you can still earn that badge. The next thing is use those guided tours and help feature in the Volunteer Toolkit. So even if this is not your first time being a leader, if you've been a leader for 10 years, but this is your first time using the Volunteer Toolkit, it can get tricky and there is a lot of resources on it. So with a lot of information, there's a lot to learn. So my suggestion is, even if you are a 15-year veteran, use that guided tour. So when you first sign into the Volunteer Toolkit, it's going to ask you, are you a brand new leader? Click yes, because it's going to help you guide through everything. It'll let you know where everything is. There's also a little question mark. Use that. Soon there's going to be a chat feature, so you can even chat with somebody who can help you out. It won't be someone necessarily from our council. It could be someone from GSUSA, but they designed it. They know it best. I don't think that that's there yet. I have not seen it, but that is something that is in the works. Also, let's say you do use it as your guide, so you have it on your iPad or on your laptop or on your phone, and you're using that to read off of as you're going through the girls' meeting. You might be going to a place that does not have internet or have good access to internet. I have a meeting place that we go to for a troop, and if you're downstairs, it's all concrete walls all around us, and so there's no way to get on the internet there. So print off your meeting or download it onto your computer so that you don't need internet access to get to it at that time. Also, continue to make sure that this is girl-led. So use the resource tab to print off all the badge work so the girls can decide what they're wanting to work on. You can also decide at the meeting, hey, we have this option to complete this badge or this option. Which one do you want to do? So that the girls can decide throughout the whole thing. Or even walk through the Volunteer Toolkit with the girls so that they can decide, and they're probably better at also your computer skills, so they can probably navigate through it a lot easier than some of us can, and a lot faster. So that might be really empowering too if you log in with them at a first meeting or on a quarterly basis and allow them to do it. And so everybody's favorite part, what is new? So something really exciting for me is this new leader experience. And so like I said, even if you're a veteran leader or if it's your first time leader, click on that you are a new leader. I'm going to show you a 3-minute video about what that experience looks like and how it will benefit you. Isn't that amazing? I am super excited about that whole walk me through, because it literally just explains everything for you, so you're not all of a sudden clicking on something and then all of a sudden everything's deleted. Because I know when I was planning a meeting, I accidentally deleted almost everything because I accidentally selected a whole new track. So this will kind of help prevent you from doing that on accident and make sure that you are wanting to confirm what you're already doing. So some other new features that are coming is that they are updating some of the plans in each of the girls' toolkit, so that they are making sure that they are having a variety of different activities. So there's not just one or two choices, that there's more choices, so that all 4 pillars are being accessed. So if you're not sure what those 4 pillars are, because you're brand new, that's making sure that we have some STEM events, we have some outdoor events, life skills, and entrepreneur skills going on. You have a question? Okay. There are also going to be virtual options coming for you, so that you don't even have to try to think outside the box. We already have it for you. What you'll see is it looks like the connections tab. So whenever you lose internet, you're looking for those 3 or 4 bar lines. It will actually show that on there, saying this is a great virtual option for you. And this is something that's still being updated. So it's not for all grade levels yet or for all badges. They are working on updating that still. So if you do have a question on, hey, is this one already on the virtual, or I didn't see any virtual options, I need help with that, you can always reach out to your membership specialist, myself, or help desk, and ask, and we can see did GSUSA already add a virtual option on there for you. But most of them you can still find a virtual option even without that logo on there. So this might be the first priority to help you out if you are a virtual troop. This I'm really excited about. There's the new cookie family meeting option, so you don't have to add it as a special event. It's actually going to be on there for you with resources available for you and your family. We'll talk about that a little bit more. Hopefully soon we'll have a treats and reads one too, but you can always add the cookie one and then just customize it for treats and reads options. So let's go into the cookie meeting plan on what some of this new stuff may look like in there. So in the help area, you can actually see that there's a cookie program for troop leaders that you can click on, the cookie entrepreneur family pins. So if your families are going to be interested in having a pin, they can find out a way to order those or get those started. And then you'll also all have access to the 2020 Cookie Pro contest. So you don't have to just wait for that flyer to come out or watch our Facebook. You can get it right from the Volunteer Toolkit. I'm going to show you right here. This is the new recommended year plans that are coming out for this year. So this is for Daisy and Brownie. Right now they only have Daisy and Brownie options. However, they do have cookie family meeting options for all grade levels coming out. But you can see that in this recommended year plan for a Daisy, so if you're brand new this year, or if you're a brand new Brownie troop leader, you can use this recommended year plan so that you just have everything set and know what to do. And your cookie family meeting's already on there. So what you're gonna wanna do though, is make sure that it correlates with when you have your training for it. So you're not gonna wanna do it your very first meeting if you've never had a cookie training yet. Because you can't facilitate that if you haven't gone through cookie training. So if you need help of, hey, when does cookie training usually come out? The back of your source has your whole year plan for your cookies and treats and reads. So you can correlate it with that. Although the individual trainings for cookie trainings won't be on there, but you can kind of see when those might be rolling out. These are just drafts right now. I think some of them may be up for Daisy and Brownie, but you will also be able to print off a whole family meeting guide and cookie guide for your parents to take home or to access virtually. You can save it as a PDF and send it out to them in the email on your Volunteer Toolkit. That's exciting. So again, they are having recommended year plans coming out for especially that Daisy and Brownie level. That also helps with any closing celebrations, bridging. It will also help with your cookies, your intros, everything that you may need. So coming soon, if it's not already on there, there are some badges that already have this, but not all of them. You'll see right here is that Connections logo that I was talking to you about, that's saying, hey, there's a virtual option in this meeting aid or in this meeting guide that you can check out. And there sometimes will be multiple options so that you can still select how you want to do it. You can also see in this example, there's a global, right here, there's a blue global icon, and we'll talk a little bit more about what that means. So this global icon, since we are trying to be stewards of the whole world in Girl Scouts here, it helps you approach this activity with a global perspective. So it's not just a local. So for example, Brownies on Wonders of Water journey might be asked to explore different ways girls can collect water around the world. So that's what it's kind of previewing. There are also global content available in the VTK. So Open the Gate, the Girl Scouts Girls Access to Education Toolkit, which then opens Gate, which is a game that invites girls to explore what girls around the world need to get higher quality education, achieve their dreams, as well as guidance for troop leaders to prepare girls to learn about sensitive issues and how to act on what they learned through civic engagement and take action projects. This is a downloadable PDF in the resource tab of the VTK. And there's also information about your global action days in the toolkit. Pretty cool. And what's exciting is all of the new badges that rolled out are in the VTK as well. So some of them are still being uploaded. Not all of the badges are in the VTK. Mostly for Daisies and Brownies, they are, but all the new ones are in the VTK or will be added shortly. So here are all the fun new badges that rolled out this year. Any questions on the new material so far? Wonderful. Okay, so that leads us to any questions. You can always email your help desk at gshom.org. They are amazing. I love them. I reach out to them all the time. So I encourage you to as well, along with your membership specialist. You can also call the help desk at 1-800-497-2688. What I like to remind all my leaders is even though it's a 1-800 number, you're not getting just some random person. It's because it's ringing to all 5 of our regional locations so that you are getting a live person who knows what they're doing and is ready to help you at that time. So you don't have to call just your specific regional center. So you don't always have to Google your regional center to call on them. But if you want a live person that's ready to help you from those 8 to 5 hours, 1-800-497-2688 or contact helpdesk@gshom.org. You can also email myself for any volunteer toolkit questions that you have, tjudy@gshom.org. And then if you are thinking of any questions that you don't know to ask at this moment, you have 48 hours on this link. So you can take a picture of this if you want to, or click on it right now, this Menti link. You can go to menti.com, code 6622699, and ask me any questions that you have, and I can research those questions for you or answer them in a future date that everybody can know, because if you're having the question about the Volunteer Toolkit, I guarantee everybody has that same question about the Volunteer Toolkit. It is a newer system that is always changing. They're always improving it. And I personally, I love the Volunteer Toolkit, so I want everybody else to love it too. So anything that I can do to make sure that this is an easier process for you, anything that gshom can help make this an easier process for you, we would love to do. So please ask those questions. So again, menti.com, use that code 6622699, and you have 48 hours that this is going to be live, that you can update any questions so that I can start answering those questions. So let's say you've never been on the Volunteer Toolkit, but you're going to play around with it tomorrow night and you have some questions for me, you can go back and ask those questions. Any further questions for me today? Okay, wonderful. I hope that this was a helpful presentation for everybody, and that you learned something new. For some of the things you might have already seen or encountered, that you've learned some tips and tricks. But like I said, always reach out, because we want to make this an easier process for you, especially with everything going virtual or a semi-virtual, or you're going in person but trying to find that social distancing. This is a great resource of how to do some of those things, or to think in a different way of how to do Girl Scouts. So again, my name is Tracy Judy. I was excited to present this for you guys today, and you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and make sure you sign up for some of the other meetings that are going on, because they are fun and exciting, and there's so much to learn. So this is a great kickoff. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.